In my last video, I talked about messy portfolios, how they slowly build up over time without anyone really planning for them. At the end of that video, I said I would show you a simple way people can try to stop that from happening. This is that follow-up video. It's called the core and satellite approach. Now ignore the name for a second. I know it sounds technical, but the idea is very simple. The whole point is this. Not every investment decision is meant to play the same role. Some decisions are meant to sit quietly in the background for years. Others are meant to be questioned, changed, or even dropped. Problems start when people treat everything the same. Let me explain what I mean by this. Think about your home for a second. You have foundations, walls, a roof. Now that's the structure. You don't wake up every few months and think, should I move the foundations today? That's the core. Then you have things around the edges. Furniture, paint, pictures, layout. You change those. You experiment. You sometimes get them wrong, and that's fine because they are not holding the house up. Those are satellites. The house analogy works because investing is the same. Most people already have the core, even if they have never called it that. For a lot of people, the core might be something very simple. For example, a broad market tracker, something that just follows the UK market or the US market over time. The important thing is not what it tracks. The important thing is how it's treated in the portfolio. It's there for the long term. It's not something you keep tweaking every time the news changes. It's meant to quietly do its job for the long term. Now that's the core. Then comes the satellite. This is where the real life shows up. You read an article, you hear about a company doing something interesting, a sector has a strong year, a friend mentions an investment they've made, so you think I'll put a small amount into that and see how it goes. That's a satellite. Satellites are not bad decisions at all. These are normal. These are how people learn. These are how curiosity shows up in investing. The problem is not having satellites. The problem is forgetting that these are satellites. Here's a very common real-life pattern. Someone starts with a simple setup. Most of their money is in the long-term holdings they are comfortable leaving alone. Then they add a small idea on the side. That idea does well for them. They check it more often. They feel good about it. They add a bit more, then a bit more again, without really noticing that side idea has now become central part of their portfolio. At the same time, they start watching their long-term holdings even more closely. They react to short-term moves. They wonder whether they should change things. So now the roles have almost flipped. The thing that was meant to be stable now feels stressful, and the thing that was meant to be optional feels essential. That's when people say, I don't really know what my portfolio is anymore. Core and satellite thinking exists to stop that role confusion. It forces one simple habit. Before you add something or before you change something, you ask, is this meant to be part of the long-term backbone? Or is this something I'm just testing? That's it. You don't need spreadsheets. You don't need clever models in my view. You just need roles. Here is another example. Imagine explaining your portfolio to someone else, not an expert, just a normal person. Could you say, this is the long-term part. These are the smaller ideas I'm experimenting with. If you can't say that clearly, chances are your portfolio has drifted. And that's exactly what the core and satellite idea is trying to prevent. This approach is not about being passive or active. It's not about tracker versus individual shares or active management. You can build a core in so many different ways. You can choose different satellites. Those details can come later. The point at this stage is structure, stability in one part, flexibility in another. So you are not constantly second guessing everything at once. If this video helped you better understand your portfolio and your investing psychology, please feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. All the best.